everyone, it's Jean from the Inky Owl Studio. Welcome, welcome. It has been a while since I have done a video. My daughter and son-in-law and grandson came to visit me a couple of weeks down here in Florida. They're from Michigan, and we had a lovely time. And it was just a great time to be with family. And now they've left, and it's kind of quiet now around the house. But now it's time for me to get back in the saddle, and I am kind of itching to get started with crafting. I wasn't really able to do much of it while they were here. I am going to be starting a new project, actually two, kind of like at the same time. And I'm using My Porch Prints, and this is the Winter Woodland themed kit. And I'm trying to think of the exact name. Oh dear. Well, I didn't write it down, but I will put that down in the description box down below. But it's a beautiful, beautiful kit. I love the navy and the blues and the creams. Just love these colors. It is a grungy kit. All shabby chic grungy. I love it though. Isn't it just gorgeous? Just, I'm into navy blues. Very, very nice. So you get a lot more papers than this, but those were some of the examples of the collage pages, and then you get some plain pages to use inside the kit as well. And of course there's just all kinds of, ephemera that she adds to it, and it has sort of a woodland animal kind of theme to it as well. Now for the substrate, or I should say for the foundation of these two projects, I am using an envelope journal, and it's I have a tutorial on how to assemble this, and I'll link that down below. But it is made out of craft envelopes, and I'm going to be making a journal with this one, and I'm going to be making a TN journal. And even though this is not a TN kit, she does have one available as a TN kit. I'm still just going to kind of adjust things and still use the kit. And so this is the cover, and I'm going to be using navy stitching in the kit. I have a couple of pieces here. Hopefully I didn't put them away. Ooh, no, I didn't. Here they are. A fabric I found in my stash, and this lovely, lovely navy. Just really like this one. This one goes really nice, and so I frayed it here on the back of the cover. And this blue here is a nice blue. It kind of goes with some of the inside ephemera pieces or whatever, and they'll probably be using these for tabs as well as this. Probably use more of this navy. And to distress it, I'm using both vintage ink, Tim Holtz vintage ink photo, and Night of Navy from Stampin' Up. It's the only navy ink I have, so I'm using a navy ink to kind of help distress it as well. So I'm really enjoying using this color. I don't know, it awakened something in me. I haven't used navy for a long time, so I'm really liking that. So I am today going to do a little bit more on the envelope. Now the envelope, the journal pieces are two pieces that, this would be the cover, and then you put paper in it, and they slip into two of the envelopes here. So there'll be one here, and then there'll be another one here I slip into. And I think the middle one I'm going to use as a pocket for maybe a journal that I actually put in there like this instead, and not use the craft paper to reduce the bulk, and just kind of use regular paper to put that in there. I haven't decided what I'll do in the middle one quite yet. And so on the first page here, what I want to do is I want to make a gatefold. I don't know, it's not necessarily a pocket, but it's a gatefold something or other. And I have printed onto heavyweight paper, and this would be equivalent to scrapbook paper. And I printed this on one side and this on the other side. And what I want to do is I want it to open up this way so that you can either put a photograph or journaling inside that area there. And so I'm just going to mark it where, all right, so how much might I need to cut off from this? It looks like I'm going to have to cut off a tiny bit. Let's see, maybe a better way to do that is to measure. I want the inside to be like 4 3/4. So let me find the middle of this here. And dun, 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 dun. So I will be doing a little craft along, but I am going to talk you through as I do things. And so if I want it to be 4 3/4, that means I got to go about 2, not quite 2 1/2, like 2 3/8, I think, on each side would be just about right. Yep, I think that's where it's going to be, right here and right here. So let me just lay that in there. Oh yes, just right. And I'm going to give it a score. Bring out my huge scoreboard, which I love and hate at the same time. It's really great when you've got 12-inch paper you're working with, but when you've got smaller things, it's like, oh, this is just so much. Oops. Oh, no, actually, I want this to be, I better mark it on this side. I want this to be scored here on this side because I'm folding it over. So here we go. Right down there. So we pretty much had our Christmas while they were here. So for me, Christmas is sort of done, except for the actual holiday and things that we do for Christmas and Christmas Day. But yeah, it's pretty well done for me. Okay, let's see now. Let's put this into here. Yep, that's going to fit great. And now I'm going to have to whack off of the bottom. All right, whack off the bottom. And just right about here. Okay. Yep, something to be said about having it done early. You know, they came down early because travel during the actual holiday is just so much is involved with travel. It's very crowded, and they felt it was so much easier to come down, and you know, it isn't quite as hectic and that sort of thing. So now what I want it to do, I'm gonna have to find the middle of this. Okay, you know, there probably was an easier way to do this. There usually is, right? But this is the way I did it, so what can I say? Okay, so it needs to be cut right here. And then it needs to be cut right here. All right, it is all ready to go. Now I want to put some eyelets in here to keep it tied closed. But I also want to make this more interesting because this is just a little too plain for me. And I have printed off a little scene I think would look really cool, even if you separate it right here. So what I want to do is glue on this scene. on the front. I really like this idea. So let me get that centered a little bit. I think I'm going to get this one tree so it's on the one side. Okay. We'll just get that centered on there. I think it just would be a little bit more interesting. You know, I thought about, well, it could have been nice if I could have printed it out. On this side perfectly, but that was like going to be so much work. Kind of thought about it, but this way we can just easily get this done. Let me make sure I got that set up about right there. All right. Okay. I'm going to. Alrighty, so they're cut down in the middle, and I have inked around them. And what I really like about using the navy is that if I want to blend it a little bit more, like this creamier spot here, I can just come in and blend it. Really like that. And here, this was all, you know, this color all the way around, but by doing the navy ink, it just sort of blends it in a little bit more. I really like using the navy for that. And now that we've got those finished, just make sure they fit on here. Okie dokie. Yep, they fit on there pretty good. And you know, I did not have to print on that side. I don't know why I did that. I could have just used the cardstock plain on that side, but it's done, it's done. Okay. And I'm going to glue these on, and I believe that I want to sew around them. I do like adding some stitching to this little project. Oh, how cute. Completes a little scene there. Very cute. So we'll glue this on, and then I'm after I stitch, then I'm going to be putting in the eyelets to, you know, keep it shut as a with a ribbon, so they can, you know, stay shut. Otherwise it's gonna bounce up and down like that. Hope I got that up straight. Yes, I did. I'm liking this a lot. Now let me get that sewn, and I'll be right back. All right, I stitched around it with the straight and zigzag alternating stitch. Put in my eyelets right there so I can tie them together. Now I think what I'm going to do, or what I am going to do, is make this into a pocket as well. And so I'm going to put in a thumb notch right along there so that it can be obvious that there's a pocket there. And let me just try to get that centered up. Yay! And oh, I should have done this. I'm sorry. I know I don't like it, and I hate these pads. I hate the way these pads work. And I don't even know if they do that anymore, because I got these a long time ago. But oh, they're so annoying to me. But I forgot to ink around the bottom here. You can see how that navy blue just really gives it such a nice frame. I'm really happy with that. And then you can get in here and blend it a little bit if you want to add a little bit more of the blue, especially on these pieces that are kind of plain. Okie dokes. So now this is ready to glue in. And Just do it on these two sides. Come up here. And we'll make a mega tag for the inside there. That's what we'll do. Make a custom tag. Yeah. So this little winter theme colors, I really like these colors for winter. The blue, you know, you can combine it with gray, of course, but it just adds, I don't know, a little bit of zing to the winter scene that can become kind of gray looking. Okay, and then we'll just go to that puppy right in like that. Okay, so it is ready to put a tag on the inside, or inside that pocket. And on the inside you can journal, you can put a photograph there. I know I made one of these a while when my grandson was born, this kind of an envelope journal, and put in pictures. It was really cute of his birth, or his early years or months on after he was born. So we'll just go ahead and give that tie like so. There we go. They're cute. I'm loving that. Loving that. Now, I'll make the mega tag later. What I want to do, though, is I want to put in the CD case. So what I did was this is from the Graphics Story Premium site, but I downloaded one of her CDs that is pre-made. Now you can, oops, I'm sorry. You can take a CD case, perhaps, and steam it open to make a pattern for yourself. But what I intend to do then is to make a template for the paper here. In this way, I don't have to mess around with trying to collage a CD, an actual CD case. So the only drawback that I didn't notice until after I cut it out was that there needs to be a flap here on the end so that it can fit inside, you know, and flip out. So that was the one thing it did not have that I forgot to add when I was cutting it out. So let me just trace around that like this. And I will show you what I'm going to do for that flap. So then I'm just going to take this here part of the pattern, and I'm just kind of saying this in case you are going to use her pattern as well. And I'm just going to add a flap now to there, and this doesn't matter what it looks like because this flap is going to stick inside and be glued inside. So let me go and cut this out. All right, I've cut it out and I have folded it and inked around it. A couple of tips, and that is when I folded the this part of it up, I went down lower. So usually you would be folding right here at this part, and when you do that, then this edge meets right there like that, and it just makes it more difficult to get ephemera out. So I folded it up above that a little bit, so that there is, you know, about 1/4 of an inch from the edge, because this will be glued into your journal, and then this gives it a little bit easier in and out of ephemera. Just wanted to point that out for this particular pattern. That's what I ran across. And then I just came back here and merely snipped off that little part that's been doubled up there so that it isn't quite as bulky. There we go. The other tip is that when you make envelopes like this where you have to take the part that's folded in and glue it over. It can really drive you nuts if they're not perfect and not matched, right? Because you can see that lightness on, excuse me, the lightness here on the one side. So I recommend that you ink on the inside, and I probably should even ink here on this side, but ink on the inside as well as the outside, so that when you fold it over and it is off just a tiny tad bit like this, it's really not even noticeable. All right, because you've got that all inked up in there. So that's just a tip that works for me. And now we'll glue these together, and this way I'm all set with my CD case, and I don't have to collage, you know, a white one. Oh, and I'm not all set. Oh, sorry about that. No, because I want a window. I want a window. So I happen to have die cuts, round die cuts, and I'm going to put this through my die cut machine, and I'm going to cut out a circle. Now, if you don't have a die cut, you can, you know, draw a circle and cut it out yourself, but what might work better is a square. Might be easier for you to do so if you to cut out. You know, I'm just saying, might be. I don't know. But anyhow, that's what I'm going to do, is run that die cut through there. All right, got my die cut circle in there, and I am going to put in some acetate. Just to make this a little bit stronger, and also in case somebody wants to put a piece of or wants to put a photo in here instead of the ephemera. So let me just get that glued, and this is just a piece of acetate. This is from a package of overhead transparencies. That's what I got to put inside my windows and whatnot. But you get page protectors. You could even use vellum. That might give it an interesting look, actually. It'd be a little bit more cloudy, but it might be more of a wintry type of look too. So I can see that this needs to be trimmed down just a little bit, coming in across the window there. All right, so now we are ready to glue, finally ready to glue our CD case down together, like that. So what I would plan to do is I'm going to make up a bunch of CD cases like this out of pattern paper that, you know, can go anywhere, so to speak. And I see that my thumb notch is a little bit deeper than it really needs to be. I think I got overzealous with that, but that will be okay once you fill it up with ephemera. So that's ready to go, and now grab my journal. There seems to be enough room, more room in the back here than there is in the front there. So I'm just going to glue her up, glue the flap. As you can see, you need to add that flap to that pattern, or you won't have anything to flip with it. Right here over on the edge, making sure it can fold up good. Yes. All right. And so I will be making something to put inside this, and then of course we'll cover this up with paper. And yeah, so today that's what we did. We got this here done, and we got a CD flipped out. I'm liking this. So thank you so much for watching. Next time I'm going to be doing probably a little bit more in this journal, and then probably start in with putting some stuff into the TN. I don't know. We'll just have to see what unfolds, right? So thank you so much, and we will be talking to you real soon. Bye.